Welcome, everybody. It is time for the latest and so far the last one, though, of the year, but still the latest so far. It's time for another episode of the Get Off My Lawn podcast. Glad that you are out there with us tonight. And if you're watching this on replay, then I'm glad that you're out there with us whenever this is. Tonight is December 29th, 2022. And so this is going to be, of course, the last episode of this year. And I thought it would be fun to just kind of go through the year and just kind of recap what's happened. And I'm going to tell you this is how I live my life. I had every intention of writing out a list of things that happened this year. And that's still, I'm still working on the list. I haven't written it yet. It's probably not going to happen now. So we're just going to kind of wing it. And we're going to kind of go from there. So real quick, I do want to welcome, so far we've got one guest joining us. We've got everybody's favorite tactical teacher, the again, one of the top 2 most eligible bachelors in all of Lincoln, Nebraska. He's a Capricorn. He likes long walks on the beach to the gun store.
Pisces.
He likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but not necessarily in that order. So how you doing, John? I appreciate the invite this evening, and I think it's going to be a fun discussion. It's been an interesting year, a weird year, but I'm looking forward to getting into 2023. So I appreciate the invite, and
we keep saying that it's been a weird year, and I've lost track now of how many years in a row that we've been able to say that.
Post-COVID, this return to normalcy where things are still kind of odd for some people and things have returned for others, and I don't know.
I'm still getting, you know how on Facebook you get those memories every day of things that, past posts and stuff from that date in history. And I'm seeing, posts from like 2016 that are like, please, Lord, let 2017 be better than 2016.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, please, Lord, let 2023 be more like 2016 than 2022.
Absolutely, dude. Or even 2019 or even 2020 or 2021. Well, 2019 was okay, but
2019 was pretty decent. It was
good.
Where the world fell apart.
Yes. The spring of 2020.
Honestly, I gotta say, I think 2022 was better than 20 and 21, just in the sense that at least the world got, if only a little bit, the world got a little less stupid overall. So not a ton for those of you out there that are still thinking that the world's pretty stupid. You're not wrong, but it's a little less stupid than it was. I am not seeing nearly as many people driving around alone in their car wearing a mask. It still happens, but not nearly as many. So real quick here before we jump into stuff, of course, if you are watching on screen, you can see the ticker rolling across the bottom there. So make sure that you're dropping those comments in the live chat if you are watching live, and drop those comments in the regular chat comment section if you are watching on a replay. And you know what? We need to do this. I need to go pin this to Twitter like I always forget to do. There we go. Pin. All right. So if you tweet on the Twitter twatter or whatever it is, you need to go over and follow the page. It's Sandhills Media at Sandhills John and JON. So go check that out. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to copy that. I'm going to throw it right in the comment section here on the Facebook and the YouTubes. So there's that. Hit send, and there's the Twitter website. You can go follow the Twitter page right there. I'm not as active on that just because I don't have enough time in the day, but we are going to start trying to start doing more posting over there. Some of the cool stuff that I put up on Facebook, I'll try to remember to get it over on Twitter as well. So also make sure that you go check out the Self-Defense Radio Network. There's all kinds of cool freedom related, Second Amendment related, etc. podcasts out there on Self-Defense Radio Network. So go check out sdrn.us. And see all the cool shows that are over there. We're very proud to be listed among those ranks. And of course, we are brought to you tonight by Sandhills Defense LLC, which is my training company. Empower yourself to be your own first responder. You can go to sandhillsdefense.com. You can find us on Facebook. When we have classes that get scheduled, I will put them up on Facebook. There's even a group for Sandhills Defense students that you can go join as well. So, and that's open to the public. You don't have to have taken one of the classes to be included in that group. So you can go join that. Or if you want to reach out to us, the phone number is 402-851-0726. So go check that out. And again, thanks to Sandhills Defense for sponsoring the show this season. I guess if I say thanks to Sandhills Defense, I can also say you're welcome. So there we go. All right. And of course, the usual disclaimer, even though it's just Travis and me so far, I don't know who else is jumping in. There may be more people coming along as we do this, but the views and opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the individual expressing them, do not necessarily reflect the views of any of the sponsors or any of the other contributors, I should say, as well. So if Travis says something that you don't like, that doesn't mean that I endorse Travis.
Oh, come on. That wasn't our agreement before the show started.
That's true. Okay, never mind. So yeah, it does. No, but sometimes people say stuff that you might not like. And you know what? This is all just to say that's okay. It's okay. You'll get over it. It'll be fine. But we are not offering any legal advice, no medical advice. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're just regular smart people. So you should still listen to us.
We're very smart.
I think so.
You got to get that out there right now.
Smart
Just
mouth.
so if anybody's upset about it, it's not your fault. This is just how we are.
Smart ass, but we're definitely smart.
That too, but yeah, it's not our fault. What do you do?
Okay, so all right. Who do we have out there in the chat? Let's go through that real quick and say hello to everybody. I don't see anybody besides myself on the Facebook side. On YouTube, we had G-Webs out there hitting the second thumb of the night. Whoever the first one was, thanks for that one too, and thanks G-Webs. We've got Sandhills Sweetheart, of course, is in the chat. She's right over there in her producer's chair. She's close by. If I say or do anything stupid, she's ready to throw something heavy at my head. And so if you see something heavy thrown at my head, you'll know to rewind and see what it was that I said or did that was stupid. Sam of Anarchy is out there. Scott 79's out there. Who else do we have? Travis P11. My Small Garage. I'm not sure who that is. That's not a name I've seen before, but welcome.
It's a new one.
And Vanessa Kitty's in the house. Krabby Turtle's out there, and that is it. And you may see the canine coming and going. She's trying to decide if she wants to be in here with us or if she's going to be out there in the other room or what's going on. She's really looking for her dental chew. She gets I just call it a toothbrush because that's what it does. So she's wanting her toothbrush, and she knows that she has to wait a little bit to get that. So she'll be back in a little bit. Jay Boz is out there as well. I'm seeing all kinds of. I don't know if these are new people or just names that I don't know them by, but welcome everybody. And if you are new, especially, we want to know where you're watching from, and you can still tell us if you're not new. Some of you I do remember where you are, and some of you I can't keep straight, but here, puppy dog, there you go. But anyway, let us know where you are, especially My Small Garage and J Boz, since I'm not sure that I've ever seen you out there in the comment section before. So all right, so real quick here, I mean, we've also got a Facebook newbie here. We've got Lisa coming in from Buffalo. Very, very cool. We've got some friends over in New York.
It's very cool in Buffalo, man. They must be looking for entertainment if they're watching our shows. You right? Found us.
Bomb cyclone, huh?
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty sure it's the Buffalo area is where Matt Mallory lives. From the Trigger Pressers Union. He's been on the show a time or two. My Small Garage is Jamie. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I know who Jamie is. Cool. everybody changes their name every now and then on YouTube or on, usually not Facebook, but on YouTube for sure. And I can't keep track of everybody. But anyway, yeah. So it's been kind of a big year. I know that you've had some changes in your lifetime, or your life this year too, Travis. So you know what? Let's just give you a chance. We'll let the guests go first. Just kind of recap on your year, and you can get as personal as you want. You can keep it all about your public persona, work if you want to, but just what happened in 2022?
For me, I just pretty much kept on chugging and just kept on doing what I was doing before. I got my regular job that I do every day as an educator. I love doing that. I've been making a lot of content for the channel. Maybe I've slowed down the pace of releasing videos as quickly as I used to, or as much as I used to. I used to do like 3 a week. Now I do 1. I keep my podcast going. We hit season 5. Go out to the range as much as I can. Really, life's been going good, man. I mean, for the channel, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying that. Professionally, I enjoy my day job. I love working with young people and doing what I do there, and it's fun. Don't know what to say, man. I mean, otherwise, it just seems like it was kind of a quick year. I don't know. Part of it is just when I'm in the daily grind. The days go pretty fast for me, and do a lot of evening shows with you guys and everybody else that has the firearms content, and it's been good for me. It's been fun. It's been a really good year.
Yeah, man. And yeah, you're right. The days just kind of start running together. So for sure. Over there on Facebook, we've got a very friendly face. My bride's mother is watching. So hi, Deb.
You better be good.
Yeah, well, she knows better than to expect too much out of me.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Set the bar.
I like that profile picture. I'm just gonna call attention to this. See, and this may embarrass her a little bit. But Deb, I like that picture where you had that huge banana split in Uranus. It's been several months ago now, but I even had the cool shirt that I was wearing on the episode. But Uranus is a nice little tourist trap in Missouri. It is between Springfield and St. Louis. I can't remember the name of the highway or the interstate highway there, but anyway, it's not Uranus. I'm telling everybody.
It's not Uranus, like Cairo.
No.
Cairo, Nebraska. They call it Cairo, but it's Cairo.
If you've never checked out Uranus, you're missing out. There is so much cool stuff in Uranus, Travis.
Well, I'm not 50 yet, but maybe when I turn 50, I'll go there. So
that sounds like some other birthday boy that we know who's not here tonight.
I know. How is
naming names? Dad?
Once he hits 50, we're going to start sending some brochures his way. So
see, even Deb had a great time in Uranus, Travis. Okay. So I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stick with Kansas City or Springfield
go check out Uranus, Missouri. They pack fudge in Uranus. The best fudge comes from Uranus, actually.
Oh my God.
That's their claim to fame. So
I really have a hard time eating fudge now, because every time I want to get fudge, that shirt pops up, the pack. Yeah. Gonna pass. I'm probably just gonna stay out of that town and altogether. So yep.
Awesome. So all right, J-Boz weighed in, watching from Tennessee. Listened a few times before. Good to catch you live. That looks like the Sims version of Keith Richards right there on the. I like that avatar pic too. That's pretty cool. Does that look like that to you, Travis? It looks like Keith Richards, but like from the Sims game.
Pretty much, yeah. And actually, it looks kind of like. Yeah, I was almost thinking maybe more like the dude from Aerosmith.
Joe Perry.
Yeah, it's like Joe Perry or kind of
Joe Perry and Keith Richards really don't look a whole lot different.
Or the dude from AC/DC, the little short guy, Angus or not Angus, the one, whatever his name is. Yeah. Some interesting thumbnails going on this evening.
Yeah, they've got some cool stuff and cool names. And of course, okay, but we got to put Krabby Turtle up there too, just because. Let me find a good Krabby Turtle. He was telling the dog hi. So, that's just a cool picture, though. Yeah, that's just a cool picture. I don't care who you are.
You imagine catching one of those? That'd be freaking awesome.
that'd be more than awesome.
That'd be like a major scientific discovery,
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, in our year, I don't know, we had some stuff going on. We had is that actually Angus Young, J-Boz? J-Boz says Angus Young. I don't know if he's just commenting on what we were talking about or if that's actual
it's like the Rock Band version of the Sims edition of it.
Angus. Yeah. I don't recognize Angus without his tie in his shorts. So his schoolboy uniform, as it were. But so I should have Sandhill Sweetheart actually like giving me ideas of all the stuff that happened. I mean, a big thing. We were in Uranus. We went to Uranus and checked that out. That was one of the high points of my year. We didn't. No, we put out a Christmas letter and we didn't even mention Uranus, which is sad.
Probably better that way, John.
Oh, look, here's a Christmas letter. Let's see what all has happened. Let's see. This was 2022 was the year that my beautiful bride had. She now knows what it feels like to have shingles and would not want to go through that again. We did lose. I don't know if you guys can remember. Those of you that have been watching for a few years, you may remember in the other house, occasionally on the little cabinet that sat behind me up against the wall, you'd see the white fluffy cat. Sometimes he'd walk through, or sometimes he'd just lay there and take a nap or whatever. Edward, we did lose him, so he got sick and he just was in a lot of pain and couldn't keep himself warm. And once he started losing control of his functions, it was time to say goodbye. So he had to be put out of his misery. So yeah, everybody in the house misses him. We had, and honestly, I mean, that was probably all the bad stuff, though, wasn't it? That was the worst stuff, losing Edward and the having shingles. Everything else has been pretty good. I mean, we did. You know what? I never even put that up there. Where'd that go to?
Forgot to tell you, John. We did have to put Ammo Cat down this year too.
Oh no!
That happened. I want to say it was less than a year ago. I want to say it was like last spring. It was like February or March. Yeah, she had cancer, which sucks because she was only like 8 years old, but she had something growing on her and it's pressing into her lungs, and it was really made me mad because she was such a healthy cat and it just came out of nowhere. Within like 2 months, she just, so it's tough with pets, man, especially when you have them for years. And yeah,
exactly right. So yeah, that was another thing that happened was we started up Sandhills Defense. And I did, technically it was last year that I got certified to be an instructor, but we didn't start the business until 2022. So that's, everybody's like, how's that going? And I'm like, if I had time, it'd go great. It's more the time than it is the lack of business. So that's one of the reasons why we were backing off on the other business, the DJ company, just to have more time in our schedule to be able to do classes. And with the money that we don't bring in doing dances, we will bring money in, hopefully filling up classrooms and such, and it'll balance out. But anyway, that was kind of one of my highest points was getting that started. And we have been blessed with lots of classes and lots of students over the last year. The worst thing that has happened there is just the weather. I can't do classes that require live fire when it's when it's as cold as it has been this week, or just even just as cold as it normally is in the winter, a normal winter. It's hard to ask people to sign up for a class to go out and shoot outside when they can't feel their fingers, but I want them to reload magazines. So I just, once it warms up, we are, just for the record, if you are in north central Nebraska, we are planning a concealed handgun permit course in March in Ainsworth. The tentative date for that will be the 25th and 26th of March of 2023. So you can put that on your calendar and again, go to sandhillsdefense.com or go follow us on the Facebook page to keep track of when that class gets posted. That's where it's going to go. Go join that Sandhills Defense classes and students group if you want to. It'll go in there as well. But and I'll try to announce it here once we get it. Okay, that's an action figure.
Oh yeah, those were the Todd McFarlane action figures, I think, weren't they?
My Eric Draven here.
Yes.
So you can't see it from that far back, but that's an Eric Draven figurine.
Hey John, two things I wanted to add real quick, and I totally forgot. Thunder on the Prairie happened in June. last year.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, that was awesome. So
the first annual Thunder on the Prairie.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again next year at Nebraska Shooters in June. I know you said you're gonna be busy, but so people are interested. It's gonna be a 2-day event. Really, it was an opportunity for us to meet together with a bunch of friends that may or may not be YouTubers. The idea was people could come out and do some shooting, run through some drills. For a lot of these guys, they had never shot at an outdoor range like this. They didn't have the kind of freedom that we have in movement and shooting capabilities at the range that we filmed at and had the event at versus their own home range. So for a lot of it was a really fun thing. We didn't have like magazine limits or, rapid fire limits or anything like that. And it's going to happen again this year. It's going to be a 2-day event. This time we're going to do a day of just like a range day. Everybody just bring what you got, shoot what you want, have a good time. And then on Sunday, the next day, it's going to be a day to film. So people can start filming in the morning and have a chance to have a range themselves where they can actually walk around without being screamed at by an RSO and, be able to walk in front of the target boards and talk and film. It's just a cool opportunity for people and a chance to kind of network and everything. So if you want to be a gun tuber or you're interested in seeing what it takes, or you just want to come shoot with us, I think it's going to be $25 a day, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe $50 per day. But all that goes towards the range. It pays for the range fees. Defense Side and I don't get any cash profit from it at all. We do get swag that we're going to give away, drawings. So it's going to happen again this year, and hopefully it's even bigger than last year because it was a good time last year. We had a couple uppers that we gave away. We had a lot of different tactical gear and stuff that went out. Ran a lot of drills. It was cool. Yeah. And I did get my range safety officer certification through the NRA, which was really cool too. So I like that. That's kind of fun. And it was kind of nice. Defense Ed and I did it. He's the one that told me about the class. I decided to sign up for it, and it's a good thing. It's also nice to have free
good. Yeah. I don't know dates yet, but this didn't happen this year. We kind of I would like to make this kind of an annual event for NFOA. We'll see what happens. In 2021, NFOA hosted a diversity shoot, brought Tony Simon out to Nebraska. First time he'd been to the Good Life, and got to hang out with him for a weekend. And we did a diversity shoot over in Bellevue there at Athena Arms. And again, we're just, everything's up in the air, but we're gonna do everything we can to do a diversity shoot. And I think we can make that happen. I don't think that's really an if. That's just a when. But the big if is, oh, hello, puppy. There's a dog under my desk. All of a sudden, I got a cold nose in my hands. The big thing that we're going to try to work out is to get Tony back.
Okay.
He's working on some stuff with some other folks that may bring him to the Kansas City area. And if we can, while he's out this way, if we can get him to Nebraska too, then we'll do a diversity shoot or try to do one and get Tony actually to be there to help with it again. But now that we kind of know what we're doing, we don't necessarily need to have Tony there. But we can actually call it, the second is for everyone if we do have Tony. So we'll see what happens there. But that'd be cool. So if you're in the Nebraska area, and I say Nebraska area because even if you're in Iowa or Northwest Missouri or Northeast Kansas, and you want to get to the diversity shoot, keep an eye out. Just go to The Second Is For Everyone or diversityshoot.com or follow The Second Is For Everyone on social media. And you'll know the details. If Tony makes it to KC, that'll be cool. If he makes it to Nebraska, that'll be even better. And we'll try to get that word out too. So I guess that more falls under our topic of what we want to see happen in 23. But yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Seeing if we can get that done. Now that's a lot of words to say. I'm glad you're an RSO, Travis, because we can use your help.
Yes, and defense too. So we'll both of us will work. I'm excited. I just really enjoyed it. It was just a whole different kind of perspective of going to the range because I've been to the range so many times.
Yeah. And
there were many times that it was just me at the range by myself filming. That happened so many times when I lived out in Lexington. But to see it from the safety officer perspective, it's a whole different kind of view on what you're looking for and what the expectations are and what's supposed to happen and what the law says, and what people need to know. So I know sometimes that RSOs can get a bad rap because they are the king of the castle, or at least they think they are at some ranges. But really, it just comes down to safety of people. And there's always somebody out there trying to look for a reason to hate gun owners. And whenever there's an accident, they use it as another reason to say, look, there you go. That's what happens when you have a gun, even though there's 200 million of us out there and things should happen more often, but they don't. because people are usually pretty safe and sane around their firearms.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, and all of the arguments about, if we just let people run willy-nilly in the streets with guns, and it's going to be the Wild West, and if we don't make them get training, they're going to shoot they're going to shoot their eye out like Ralphie or whatever. And if gun owners were the problem, we'd know about it by now, because we'd hear about all these accidents that don't happen, right? They would. They'd be happening. We'd hear about a lot more crime, because what the American gun owners are roughly 1/3 of our population. So if over 100 million people were causing problems, there'd be no way to hide that, right? I mean, it's just a tiny percentage that are causing the problems. It's not the good people.
When it comes to the concealed carrier owners, I've read that it's something like 99.99% of concealed carriers do not commit gun crimes over their lifetime. And then the 0.01s that do are crimes of passion, or somebody was acting in self-defense and it was deemed incorrect by a jury. So there's going to be that little 0.01% of people,
and not only that, but I mean, we give them a bad rap all the time, and I do too. I'll be right there at the front of the line with you to do so. But the NRA membership has never caused an active shooter situation. There's never been a mass shooter who was an NRA member, yet they're the ones that get vilified all the time. Now it's different when I vilify them. I vilify them for misappropriating funds and not actually doing any of the stuff that they say they're going to do. But Shannon Watts and her crew, they vilify NRA because they think that they're the boogeyman that is the reason why there's dead kids in schools. And again, if that was the case, then you'd think it would be NRA members that would be responsible for those murders, and none of those murderers have been NRA members.
Does the NRA promote gun-free zones? Because the last time I checked, I never really heard of any NRA promotion of gun-free zones. Maybe bump stock free zones. But that's a whole different. Yeah.
They do promote $30,000 wardrobe budget zones, and they do also promote using the company jet to pick your kid up from college in Nebraska and then fly off to where was it? Bermuda, Bahamas, something. Come on, pretty mama. I don't remember where it was, but it was somewhere around Kokomo. I know that much. So,
and yet the educational side of what they offer and the ILA side is fantastic, in my opinion. The educational side is amazing. The instruction side is the manual that I got, the instruction I received. And I've taken a lot of schooling in my time. Okay, I've been through a lot of classes, just personally, professionally, whatever. And this was top notch. Yeah. And I'm not just trying to stick up for the NRA. I mean, the only reason I didn't join until after I got my RSO membership, which sounds terrible. I was a member many years ago, but then I got upset about the fact that I just didn't feel like I was really seeing any meaningful change, but I also didn't know what was going on the sidelines. I didn't really pay attention to it either. Yeah, so it just kind of changed my perspective on certain aspects of the NRA. So
we're actually going to have, I can't remember now, in the next few weeks, we're going to have Amanda Suffolk on as a guest, who is running for NRA board. So yeah, she'll have a chance to air her grievances and say exactly why it is that she is running for a spot on the board there. And if you know Amanda at all, it's not because there's some sort of prestige thing. It's because she wants to make it better, and she thinks that she has a chance to help make it better if she's elected. So let's say hi to Squib. He has popped in here. How are you, sir?
Good evening.
Howdy. All right. So Squib, we're just kind of recapping. I don't know if you've been listening or not before you got here, but we're just kind of recapping what's happened for the year. Any huge monumental things that you want to share with the world that have happened in 2022 for you?
For me, I went from a job to a career.
That's a good thing.
Heck yeah, bro. All right.
I accomplished a goal on my bucket list.
Which was?
I wanted to buy 12 guns in 1 year. One for every month. Not necessarily one a month, but, do the division, right?
Right.
And I did that. I know that's kind of stupid. It's corny. It really is. But
I don't think so. I don't think that's
I got it
stupid
up.
at all.
I actually got 3 bucket list guns in those purchases. So I kind of double dip there, tried to accomplish a couple things. I realized that I'm never going to get everything on my bucket list done, but little things like that, set little goals and do them. Now, I'm not going to be able, I'm not really, well, I shouldn't say be able. I'm not going to put my money in that direction in the coming year. So now I've got all these, I don't normally make time for, as I shouldn't say, I don't make as much time for my firearms as I'd like sometimes. So now I've got a bunch to, I guess, go break in next year.
There you go. So one of your bucket list guns, was that replica that you had sent us pictures of here the other day?
Yeah, I bought one earlier in the year that I've got a gunsmith working on, and then there was one that I got recently, and then another one. Yeah, they're just I guess some of the stuff I like is boring because it's not tactical. It's not the newest stuff. Everybody loves the new guns, and I'm not saying there's never a new gun that interests me, but I'm good with the old stuff. So I'm just a little bit, running different circles, I guess. I'm trying to think of anything else really that happened this year. I mean, if you want to talk positive stuff,
you're sure welcome to talk not positive stuff if you want to, whatever you want to share.
The thing is, I'm fairly busy. I'm hardly ever bored. I always got something going on, and I'm trying to do 15 things at once when I can really, I should really focus on 3 or 5 things at once, not 15. I spread things too out. I get frustrated, and I don't like to make New Year's resolutions because I never hardly ever stick with them. But I take the end of the year and kind of look back and say, did I get anything done? I'm probably my own worst enemy. I get frustrated with myself because I can do more. But it doesn't happen. I've only bagged 1 deer this year. I've only got 2 more afternoons to hunt, and that's it. More than likely, I'm not going to get another. It's not the end of the world. I have meat in the freezer, but that's something that I probably could have put more time into this year, but I put time into other things.
Right. I'm telling you, for about $105 plus travel expense, you can bag deer here in Nebraska anytime. Not anytime you want, but any year that you want to make that plan. You're sure welcome to come out, and we'll plan around it. So, in January is a great time to do it because there's nobody else out hunting, just us then. So it's kind of nice as long as the weather cooperates and Travis and I don't get stuck in the bottom of a gully in the snowdrift.
How late does your late antlerless run?
The whole month of January.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
ours ends on New Year's Day.
It used to be like the first week or the first 10 days
January,
or so.
right? Yeah.
And then they extended it out to the first 15 days. And now it just goes the whole month.
Well, I've already got travel plans. I'm going to Nevada in January, so I can't make it out this year.
We're kind of on the way.
Okay, yeah, here's the thing. You guys have got those gates on the on-ramps, off-ramps for the expressway because they shut it down because you get snowed in. I think I'm going to take a more southerly route. I'd rather go through your neck of the woods because, quite frankly, I can't stand going through Missouri and Oklahoma, but they're probably less likely. I mean, I don't know. When do you guys get the blizzards that shut down the interstate?
Yeah. Well, and we had one a week ago. I don't think this week's doing anything. I shouldn't say that. We've probably got 3 inches of snow today.
I think last year was super light on snow. We got nothing. I mean, It was such a light winter. It was, snow once. This is all we've had so far this year, really. I mean, anything measurable is last couple weeks.
Yeah, see, I would prefer to go through Nebraska, Colorado, Utah to get to Nevada. And it's shorter, actually. But, with my luck, I'd be in Colorado going up a mountain.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Nope, I hear you. Hey, real quick, I want to bust out this question, even though it doesn't apply to tonight's topic. But Sam of Anarchy wants to know, does anyone know why people can't get the Hellcat in Massachusetts. And Travis, I think you're not wrong. I think they may have a roster. I don't think
Maryland
it's like
has one.
California is. The thing about Massachusetts, I know for sure, it has to have certain features to be approved. Like when you
way to trigger
look at the like the shield, it'll tell you whether it's Massachusetts compliant or not. I know that it's got to have a loaded chamber indicator. I don't remember what other features it's required to have, along with 10-round magazines and all that. So I don't know. Does the Hellcat not have the little bump and it's not just any loaded chamber indicator? It's got to be that little blade that tips up above the chamber when there's a round in there. So that's what they need to have. I know. I don't know what else it requires in Massachusetts.
Because it'll say mass approved whenever you look at a lot of guns. When you go to buy, it'll say New York approved, mass approved, or California approved.
Compliant.
I know if there's a Massachusetts trigger, they might have a minimum pull weight on their pistols.
That could be
for whatever reason, because I know the mass trigger is like one of those guns you always see discounted less than other models because they don't sell.
Scott 79 says something about a 12-pound trigger. Wow, a 12-pound trigger on a striker fire. Can you imagine?
Oh, that would just be like a Makarov. That'd be so bad. I mean, that is basically the Sky CPX2 trigger. That's terrible.
I
can't think of a better way to fling shots off into the wrong distance than having a 12-pound trigger on a gun.
A 12-pound trigger pull is like a bad double action revolver. On a striker fire. I mean, the thing about a revolver, you can smooth them up. So a heavy pull, if it's smooth, you don't notice it as much. But a heavy pull on a striker fire, it's just bad. I mean, that'd be like grabbing that what's that little Smith and Wesson
Bodyguard. The Bodyguard, the original Bodyguard, has one of the worst triggers on it. I mean, I'm sorry.
Party Foul Steve, some of you know who Party Foul is, had one of those and was showing it to me when we were at his house. I'd never dry fired one before, but I dry fired his, and that thing's terrible.
The Sky CPX2 trigger is the same. It's just it has a longer reset. It basically takes your finger all the way out to touch the friggin' finger guard before it resets. And the gun, like, it moves in your hand as you pull the trigger because your hand's using all this tension and force to pull a trigger, but then you have a natural tendency to rotate, and the shots and then when it breaks, your hand just flops. I mean, it's such a hard gun to shoot accurately.
Yeah.
So
good times out there. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Sam. I know you don't live if he said he doesn't live in Massachusetts, but if you did, you'd know. I mean, you wouldn't have to ask because you'd know what was required if you bought handguns there.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so let's change gears a little bit. I was going to say too, as far as like some low points over the last year from the NFOA side of things. I mean, we tried and failed, and I'm going to say failed. I know that's a strong word, but it's exactly what happened with constitutional carry.
You guys didn't fail. Our representatives failed us. Let's just get that out right now. You guys did everything in your power to make it happen.
Either way, a lot of people. A lot of people worked together to try and get that one over the goal line, and we came up. How do I put it? We were one first down away from first and goal. If we'd have gotten that vote, then there was still one more vote that had to go. So that would have been like first and goal, right? So we were at like first and 10 on the 15. Call it that. And we still had to get one more first down before we were on the heading to the goal line. Would have been awesome to do that. It didn't work, and there's a lot of factors that contributed to it. So I've set one of my goals as this year we're going to pass it. Brewer, the same senator who put it in last year, has it ready to go. I've not seen a copy of it. None of us in NFOA will be privy to that copy. Until the whole public is, just for anybody that wants to know. There's a reason why there's not a version of it out there yet, because it's not a bill yet, right? It's got to be introduced and get assigned a bill number, and then it will be available. And once it has a bill number, it'll be on the website, and we'll get that link posted as quick as we can. The big push this year is to try and get as many co-sponsors before it's introduced, because here's what happens, and I don't know if it's that way in every state. I'm assuming it probably is, but when a bill gets introduced, if it has co-sponsors, then they're all printed at the top of the bill. Their names are all listed. And as the bill goes through the process and it gains a little momentum, it's easy to jump on the pile, right? I mean, you can get credited with half a tackle or something if you fall on the pile sometimes. So you can get a little credit for supporting a bill once the hard work's done, really. What's not easy is to stand and be counted among the people that supported it from day one. And those are the people whose names go at the top of the bill. So every time that bill gets pulled up, the introduced version, those are the only names that are showing. You have to dig into, go down on the website. You have to dig into the timeline to see who else signed on as a sponsor. And again, that's easy. Anybody can sign on when it looks like it's going to be successful, right? So we're trying to get as much clout as we can for this bill going into it, because the more names at the top and the more support that it's got, when it's literally hatched into being, is that's a good thing. So we're working on that. And that's a big push right now. This week, we've got until the 3rd for senators to say they want their name included. And on the 4th, the session opens up and they're going to be picking committees. And by the 5th, that bill should be assigned a number. So we're hoping by the end of the day on January 5th, we'll have a bill number, or early on the 6th. And we're hoping by the end of whatever week that is, we're hoping that there's already a committee hearing scheduled. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot of ifs, but if all the ifs line up right, then it should be fairly quickly. It's probably going to be in January that we get a committee hearing. So anyway, that's one of my big goals is to see that happen in my state, and we'll either become 26 or 27. I know Florida is pushing to get that done this year too. So we'll see. We'll see when that actually takes effect, as long as we can get it done. So, what else did I? Oh yeah, I want to get a diversity shoot going again, with or without Tony being here. I want to make it to Thunder on the Prairie. I know I'm not going to. Squib made it last year. We made it down for supper.
Yeah.
That's the closest I got to Thunder on the Prairie. We made it down to supper, and there was a storm rolling in, so we didn't get a whole lot of time to hang around and talk to everybody afterwards. But Squib, it was good to finally actually shake your hand and hug your neck in person. So that was awesome. That was I tell you what, that was one of my high points for the year.
Oh boy, you really set your standards low.
Well, yeah, it's true. But either way, take it as a win, dude.
Absolutely, man.
No, I'm glad you guys did the 3-hour one-way drive.
Yeah,
But I've done
it.
that. I've done that before. I drove I live north of Detroit. I drove to Hilton Head, straight to Hilton Head. We had dinner. We got a couple hours sleep. We got up. We watched the sunrise, jumped in the car, and drove back home.
Yeah.
Just to have a few hours with family. So I get it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So yeah, that's one of my big goals, is just, legislatively speaking, I want to expand. I want to expand my business. There is a USCCA AR-15 class that they offer now, and I want to go get certified to teach that one. And I'm not talking about, it's not your normal AR-15 class. I mean, it's got some of the same components as far as, if you've never had one or you just bought the thing, I think it does include how to break it down, clean it, whatnot. But this is an AR-15 for personal defense, not using it to pick at somebody, pick off somebody that's coming at you from 100 yards away. We're talking about in the house. We're talking about bedroom distance, hallway distance, mechanical offset. All that stuff gets taken into account in that training. It's a 3-day training class to become a trainer to teach it. The closest ones that I've seen right now, or the only ones that I've seen offered right now, are either in Birmingham, which would be cool because those are the ones that it's usually Sean and Beth Alcazar that teach those. Or in, I just lost track of the town, where USCCA is headquartered in Wisconsin. Is it West Bend? It might be West Bend, Wisconsin. but either way, those are the closest classes for that. So I don't know if that's going to happen this year. If I would like to be able to get enough USCCA instructors from the Midwest together to where we could go to, Omaha would be awesome, but even Des Moines, Kansas City, somewhere that's only a couple hours away, would be really cool to be able to take that class. So that's kind of on my bucket list, and I don't know if it'll happen, but I'd love to become a pepper spray instructor too. So those are some of my goals they're not necessarily ones that I'm going to push for to get done by the end of 2023, but they are, I'm not even going to say bucket list. They're things that I'm going to do. I'm going to add those to the list. I just don't know if I'll get it done this year. Iowa Outcast says, yeah, West Bend. So I was right. And Iowa Outcast, I don't think I've seen you in here before either. You look a lot like Jimi Hendrix, I got to say. So we've got Angus Young. We've got Jimi Hendrix. We got all kinds of cool
classic
stuff.
rock evening, isn't it? It
is. Tell you what, there's a lot of good guitar picking going on out there in the live chat, it looks like. So heck yeah.
John, you want to talk a little bit about gun and ammo prices? Because I just did a little scan of gun.deals before we started, and prices are just like tanking on firearms right now. Again, I haven't seen prices like this since pre-pandemic.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know if somebody's in the market for something.
Keep your thumb on that pulse way better than I do.
Well, we're seeing the return to the $325 AR-15. I'm seeing police trade-in pistols. I'm just glancing like 315, 325. So if you guys are looking for something, now's the time to get it again, because who knows if something else is going to happen and the prices are going to skyrocket. Now, ammo prices, that's just
not seeing those drop off as fast as I wanted to.
I can get a box of 9 brass for $11.99. That's basically $2 more per box than I was paying at Walmart, which, given inflation across the board over the last couple of years,
when you say that though, because I used to pay $9 or $10 for federal brass.
Yeah.
And not American Eagle, but actual federal brass. Now, when you
Blazer brass for $11.99.
Okay, Blazer's not bad.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking to like the steel case stuff. You can't even find anymore because of the Russian import ban. I'm seeing Wolf is drying up, Tula's drying up, and now we're starting to see all these Eastern Bloc or whatever you want to call it, Eastern European countries that are starting to import their ammo now too. Like a lot of Turkish ammo is showing up hardcore. Also, a lot of Slavic region 7.62x39 is showing up. Primers from foreign countries are showing up now. So there's other companies that are, and this was something we predicted was going to happen. There will be, if there's people want to spend money on something and there's a need that's not being met, there will be somebody that will fill that need.
Oh yeah.
And rumor has it, PSA is going to be making their own steel case ammo pretty soon too. So, I like to think that we're going to see prices drop off a bit more, but it is nowhere near where it was 2 years ago when 9 was $49 a box or $25 a box. I saw that with my very eyes. My jaw was like, I stocked up. I stocked deep in 2016 after the election because prices just dropped. So
I've had to buy some 9. I have not yet bought any 5.56 since the original stuff that I kind of stocked up on a little bit. Well, can't say I stocked up. I did get access to some Milsurp stuff. So I've got what used to be in my mind a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And is now next to none.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same amount. It's the same thing when stuff got stupid. I had a pretty good pile of 9mm. I had what used to be a lot of 9mm, and overnight that same amount became, I have a little bit of 9mm. I wish I had 20 times this
or whatever. Yeah.
My whatever I had, a couple thousand rounds, was a lot until it was almost none. And it's kind of the same way with 5.56, especially. I've got a lot of what's the 55 grain military, the XM 193,
the 55 ball.
Yeah, the 193. I've got a lot of that. None of
XM 193. Yeah.
And so, which is fine, and if need be, I'll use that. But that's another thing. I really hope that it comes down enough that I can start affording to get some good defensive 223, and I don't mean a box or two. I mean enough that I can load up 10 magazines worth and have those ready to go with my AR that is staged by the I won't say where, but gets staged for just in case something happens and I've got to, grab an AR and go investigate something or whatnot with it's my home defense gun. So I want to have, a few magazines loaded up with some good defensive rounds, not just ball ammo.
Yeah.
And some of the best defensive rounds are like hunting
Expensive.
ammo or silver tip. I didn't buy any. I was in Baumgart's tonight. They've got silver tip marked down to, what was it? I want to say $25 a box, which I think for silver tip's a pretty good price right now.
You can expect anything that's not 55 grain. You can almost expect to pay basically double what you're normally paying for ball ammo.
Yeah.
Some sort of
And
like an FTX tip, poly tip, or like a not necessarily even a hollow point, but
I don't even know. Anybody out there know what Winchester silver tip 223 is for a tip? Because it just says defense tip. I think it's plastic tipped.
it could be a pot, and they might be using a Hornady bullet too. You never know. Yeah.
But it. Yeah, I guess I don't know for sure what they're putting in it, but
What kind of defensive ammo you can basically expect on $1 to $1.25 per round, just in general.
Yeah.
Are you talking about their ballistic silver tip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that in 30-06. I killed a deer with it.
Well, I know what it is. Like I've got a box of that in 270, but I don't know if it's the same in 223. If it's the same.
The W223 ST Winchester ammo.
So I was just curious. Maybe I don't know. I might go back and see about getting a little bit of that. But even
it's almost $40 a box, dude. If you can find it, it's on Midway. It's $37 a box for 20.
Maybe I'll go get a few of those. We'll see what happens.
That's a pretty good price if you can get it for 20 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was down to like $25.
There is a Critical Defense 223 or 5.56 I saw tested years ago. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but they might. Well, I'm sure that they do a 223.
I haven't seen it for sale anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing is everybody switched over during the stupid years, and they stopped doing most of the self-defense stuff and went straight to just the regular FMJs, because that's, it was faster or easier to produce, cheaper, whatever. And that's what people were buying up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can remember back when before things got dumb, when I bought the Hornady, what is it, Frontier brand, right?
Yeah,
Frontier, and it's what my rifle loved was their 55 grain boat tail hollow point Frontier ammo, and I haven't seen that stuff anywhere since I've got like 100 rounds of it. It's 100 or 200 rounds. I don't remember what I've got now. Not much. And that's a hollow point round. So, I mean, that one I'm trying to sit on it, but I may end up just loading magazines up with that too for home defense, but we'll see. But I remember when I bought that stuff, it was like $8 a box.
Mm-hmm.
So it just bugs me to spend 3 times that. So it's not what I'd be shooting coyotes with either, so I wouldn't go through it. Once I buy it, it's kind of run a magazine through the gun, make sure there's no problems, and see where it prints, and then that's the rest of it just gets to sit there and be in magazines.
Don't forget to check the use cases, because a lot of people that are feeling safe now are selling their guns back off, and because around the holidays,
I was in
$500 in my pocket. I don't need this gun anymore, right?
I was in Shields in Sioux Falls last week.
Their use cases just like
Christmas Eve day.
Yeah,
and I didn't even talk to my financial advisor about this, and I've been kicking in fact, she's not even heard about it. I didn't even tell her about it. So this is the first. What? No. I didn't buy a gun.
I know you didn't buy a gun.
Yeah. So you don't know about this because I didn't tell you about this, is what I'm saying.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I didn't even send her a picture of it. But I walked away from, I didn't even get it out and look at it. They had a Savage 1907 pistol in the used case. It was like $450, $460. I don't know what those are worth, but a Savage 1907 would be so cool to have. And I should have just said, you know what, this is an investment we need to, but I didn't. I couldn't have walked out with it that day because it was in South Dakota. I'd have had to have them just ship it to Omaha. but that would have been okay because we're going to be in Omaha soon, so I could have picked it up there and done the paperwork and whatnot. But that would have been cool. For those of you that don't know what that is, you should look it up, because when Savage came out with their, what was it, the Stance this year, it was their first pistol in over 100 years.
Well, wasn't the Stance just a rehash of the Guard Dog or whatever it was called pistol that had the little standoff nub on the front of it and stuff? That company went under. There were Honor Guard or whatever it was called. There was Honor Guard pistols. There's a brand that, I think that Savage bought them out.
Are.
I think they bought them out.
Either way, Savage dropped a pistol this year for the first time. Well, I shouldn't say the first. I mean, they sold it through the 30s or 40s when it was discontinued, but it came out. It was a model 1907. It was actually it was considered for the military handgun that ultimately they went with Browning's 1911. And this is a 32 ACP. It's what people say is woefully underpowered these days, but clearly it did the job at the time. But yeah, that was Savage's last pistol was that one. So that'd be kind of cool.
There was just a slew when I checked last time, just a slew of Glocks. I mean, it's just and SDs or Springfield XDs of all different flavors and calibers. That's like the bulk of what's there.
I don't care what store you go to or what day you go there. There's going to be Springfield XDs in the use case, and there's going to be P320s in the use case.
Yes, P365s, and then a ton of Glocks.
There's going to be a few 40s. Of those.
And then there's going to be a
lot of Kimbers.
Yep.
And a lot of Springfield 1911s too, which I don't really know. Defense Dad says that the 1907 looks like a Mauser and a Tokarev had a love child. That's probably pretty close to accurate too.
I'm wondering, here's just kind of my hypothesis. Why do we have so many of those particular guns in the cases, John? Probably because those are the only things for sale when peak pandemic times hit. All the other good guns were brought up, and that was all that was left over were the Springfields, some Kimbers, because that's actually
a way that I determine whether or not there's a gun that I really want to be interested in or not. It's one of the it's not
criteria,
but it's one of the things that I consider. It's the same thing if you're car shopping. If you go to used car lots and there's a ton of a specific make and model on every used car lot, why are people trading it off? What is it about that car? And if everybody trades them off when they get to 5 years old or whatever, then I don't want one, because I want to drive the car for more than 5 years. I know that's well above average, but I'm weird that way. So I look at the same thing at the used guns. What is everybody dumping? And if they're dumping it, and if so many people are dumping it, then I'm probably not going to buy one, because there's a reason why everybody doesn't like them.
Maybe because you'll see a lot of Taurus G2Cs or G3Cs in the case, or I think maybe there's just a lot of people that bought cheap guns and they just feel safe, so they have gone and pawned them or sold them or turned them back in. I don't know. It's hard telling. It's really an odd, weird thing. But yeah, the SIG ones, those have been in the case, and the XDs since I've been paying attention. For 7-8 years now. True. So okay.
It's pre-pandemic. I think there is a bunch of stuff getting dumped now that people decided that they don't want to keep it, or they need the money or whatever. But I just I don't know. I've never shot I've shot a P365 and it was good. I never shot a P320. But the stuff that I actually want to find, it's I don't see a lot of what I'm usually interested in or what I'm usually looking for. I see a lot. Oh, and the other thing that I see a lot of is I'll see a P229, which I'd love to have a 229 SIG, but all the ones that are in the used case are the 40s. So the people that have them in 9 are holding on to them. The people that bought them in 40 are getting rid of them because I don't know. Presumably they're getting one in 9 because it makes more sense. I don't know. They're smarter, I think, the people with the 9s and the 40s.
Maybe.
That's got to be it. And Defense Dad makes a very good point as well. I mean, I'll let it pop up over here on the StreamYard side before I can show it on the screen. There it is. A lot of it's older versions that don't have optics plates, so that might be it too.
Trading up on a newer model with the optics cut on it. Yeah.
Because they don't understand that they can just buy a new slide.
Their aftermarket slide or send your old slide
if
off and just get it milled.
If it's a P320, I mean, you can get a new slide, you can get a new barrel, you can get a new grip frame, and have a whole new gun, and have it all shipped to your house because the fire control module stays the same. Just swap it out. And I've even seen I've seen some of those that they've got an optic on them, and they've even I shouldn't say splurge. It's like $60, but they bought the Wilson Combat grip frame to put put on the gun instead of the SIG one. Yeah, and which looks cool, by the way. It looks really nice, and then they still dumped it, so I don't know what's going on there. But
and there's always like one or two Zevs, like $800 G19s.
Yeah,
that poor guy. His girlfriend got so mad at him when he bought that.
Somebody explain to me, because I don't get it. The Zevs and all of those. If you want a Glock, then buy a Glock, and if you don't want it to be a Glock, then don't get a Glock. But I don't understand this getting it looks like a Glock, but it's not a Glock, and it costs 3 times what a Glock is going to cost.
A lot of it's marketing hype, a lot of flash and glamour.
Cool
John Wick carries one, right? You're getting, you are getting a nicer trigger. You are getting like a titanium nitride barrel. You're getting lightning cuts on the slide. I don't know.
Basil.
I guess for somebody who wants to get into customizing the Glock, everything's already done out of the box. You don't have to modify your original gun. But no, I agree totally.
This conversation, because that's one of the reasons why. Squib, correct me if I'm getting your words wrong here, but that's one of the things that Squib has said before is, he's not he likes to make fun of the Glock fanboys because, Glock perfection, then they'll buy the thing and then they'll throw away the slide and they'll custom stipple the grip and all this kind of stuff and put a custom slide and a custom barrel and custom sights. And pretty soon you don't have a Glock anymore. I mean, it's kind of like if you said that the what's the little Honda that they always tune up? The Civic?
The Honda Civic? Yeah.
It's like if you said the Honda Civic is the best, the best car out there, and the one you drive, the only thing that's stock on the whole car is the engine block.
This is true. The seat belts? No, not even that.
Maybe the seat belts, but the steering wheel's changed out, and it's got performance, suspension, and tires, and a different. You've tricked out and put the goofy looking body panels on it, the spoiler, and all that. And, well, is the Honda Civic really all that good if you've got to do all that stuff to it?
Here's the thing, and I'm a Glock owner here, but if it is perfection, why do they need a Gen 2, 3, 4, and 5? I guess that's the question I would ask. Why do you need? Isn't Gen 1 good enough if it's already perfection? I mean, if it's the baby Jesus of guns, why does it need to be modified?
The Gen they could have stopped at the Gen 2 because it's actually got the 2's got the serial number engraved, molded into the frame.
Well, 3's added the Picatinny rail though, because that makes it even more perfect. So, and I'm a Glock owner, so you guys can give Adam if I've got a G17 Gen 5 unmodified. I don't
have anything on any gun that's got a rail. So, and that's. I'm not putting a big old flashlight on a carry gun. If I carried a gun as part of my job and I was a security officer or actual law enforcement, I could see putting a light on your gun, right? Yeah. That makes sense to me. But putting a big old flashlight on your concealed carry pistol, I don't even see the point.
Squib puts flashlights on all of his guns. He's got like 50 of them and Crimson Trace lasers and. Well, that's Squib's all about modifying the guns.
The thing is, I do give the Glock fanboys grief, but it's mostly because they're fanboys. This thing's perfect. There's no other gun. My gun's better than yours. Just all this other stuff. And it's like, look, guys, I gave Glock a try a long time ago. Before some of the fanboys were even born, and I didn't like it. And then I gave them another try this year. And the first one I shot I didn't like, but then the next 3 I shot I liked. Now it's not even on my list, or it's way down at the bottom. Like it's maybe I said I was going to have a Glock one day just to have a Glock. Now I've got a little bit more incentive, but some people thought that because I had a positive experience, suddenly it's in my top 10 list. It's like, no, there's a lot of black powder revolvers that are
this
way.
is what you tell the fanboys. Listen, when I was dating your mom, and
Yeah.
I shot a Gen 2 when you were still in diapers, and
it's the same old stuff. Well, all the cops use them. It's like, yeah, because they're cheap, right? The cops get a better
blue line prices.
and they get a hell of a
think about
price when they buy it in bulk.
It's a fantastic marketing. You sell your product, you keep your assembly line going, and you get free advertisement. So the thing is, Glocks aren't bad. And even before I finally had a positive experience shooting a Glock, I said, man, if that's what you want, that's what you want. But it's not the only gun. And then, it didn't matter. So then I would just start giving them grief. Steel guns are better. Metal guns are better. My 1911 is better. I mean, they are. But besides that, it's if that's what you like. But yeah, it is funny how they would strip them down and replace every part. And they got the big Glock Perfection sticker on the back of their little subcompact car. And they've got their gun that there's nothing original on it except the frame. And once again, it's your money, and I'm glad that there's companies out there that make aftermarket parts for them if you want to mod it. But just don't be running around going out of the box, this thing is perfect, and then turn right around. It's hypocrisy. It's like the person who says you got to have the lightest rifle possible, and then they strap everything known to man to this thing, and I'm going, hey, what happened to your light gun, dude?
Well, that's compensation, though. You better start with a light gun if you're going to strap all that stuff onto it. Otherwise, you're going to have a 25-pound gun.
But it's the hypocrisy of the whole. This thing's got to be under 5 pounds and all this other stuff. And
I'm going to be able to take the slide off my other Glock and put it on this Glock to make a new Glock that doesn't exist yet, but they're going to make it and then sell it to me again. And, yep.
The thing, at the end of the day, everybody's going to have something for whatever reason. They like it. This was the first gun that, they're new. They don't know any better. They've got a different situation, than this other person. I can't afford it. I don't give anybody a pass on that. No, it's you don't want to pay that much. Just say it accurately and I'll leave you alone. But when you go, I can't, no, it's not that you can't, it's you don't want to.
Right.
Or I need a gun now.
The
I need a gun now.
Right. The Armsman has a comment that says regarding Glock, I guess it's the fun in fine tuning, modifying, and customizing. And I get that if you want, to trick one out, that I get it. I've seen friends pay $550 on a Glock and then spend $1,000 on upgrading. If that's what you want, fine. I totally get that people like
the money. Who cares? It's good for the economy.
I just don't. I don't know.
When
if you're going to put $1,500 into a gun to make it a tack driver, why not just buy like a Wilson that's already a tack driver out of the box?
Just get a CZ Shadow 2. That's all you need.
That, or they come walking out of the gun store, they pull the Glock out of the box, they hit you in the head with it and go, that's perfection. Then they go home and change every part on it.
Right,
that's
exactly
what we're talking about.
I'll take my box stock Glock 19. The only thing that I've done to it, I put Talon grips on it and changed out the slide back plate to put one on for Millspin. That's it. Still the plastic sights that everybody says, you don't want to keep those on because they're going to break off and they're crap. And I will take my box stock Glock and put it up against anybody's $1,000 Glock any day of the week. And we'll see if one of them is actually more accurate than the other. And the way that we're going to do that is I'm going to shoot mine and then I'm going to shoot yours. And then you're going to shoot mine and you're going to shoot yours. And we're going to compare them side by side by side by side. Anybody that wants to do that, let me know and we'll figure it out. We'll get together. Not at Thunder on the Prairie because I can't make it that day. but we'll do it. So it's not that it makes it better. If you're the kind of person that likes to customize, it's fine. I get it. If you like to accessorize, I get it. That's fine. You do what you want. Add all the bells and whistles and put chrome on it, whatever you want to do. That's cool. I get it. Have fun. But I guess it's not that I question. But looking at the Zev guns, they're fugly. they're just fugly. That's to me. I mean, if you're gonna take a Glock, and I don't think Glocks are pretty. I think they're cool. I like mine. It works great. Um, is it? It's one of those things that kind of it grows on you. It's so homely. It's cute, maybe. But those Zev pistols are just fugly, and I don't even like the looks of them. To me, it's like a mule deer. I love white-tailed deer, and I think they're gorgeous. And mule deer just, I think they're fugly, and I'm not real keen on ever tagging one, and especially not a trophy to put up on my wall. I like whitetails better. It's just personal preference. I'm not saying that if you think the Zev ones look better, that you're wrong or that you're dumb. I mean, it might be true, but I am saying that it's just not what I like. So,
Well, it's just like AR-15s. I've put together every AR-15 that I've owned. I've never
Yeah.
bought one out of the box fully assembled. Now I get the uppers mostly complete or complete. It's for me, it's more affordable to do it that way. It's just easier, but I pretty much decide what stock I want and what muzzle device and what sights and trigger and grip and blah blah blah. Right?
sure.
I don't understand buying it brand new out of the box for some of the prices that they've charged,
Yeah.
and then turning around and stripping everything off of it, unless you absolutely don't know the first thing. You've never shot one, you've never handled one, you don't know one end from the other, and that sort of thing. So, all right, I'm going to buy this stock and see if I like it. I'm going to buy these sights and see. You're going to end up with a box of leftover parts, but we all have that box.
Yeah.
But it's always been less expensive for me to just buy the parts and put the thing together. And there's nothing illegal about it or anything else like that. Okay, I
For
took
now.
some time. It took some time to get the parts in and all that. But no, once again, it's your money. You earned it, I hope. Spend it whatever way you want. But I guess it's just the whole, well, this way is better. Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Really
I mean,
better? It's maybe
that's
it's better for you, but just not better for everybody.
that's kind of my thing too. Is if you're going to go buy like a Ruger AR-15 or a Sig AR-15, and then strip all the parts off and put different ones on, you've wasted a lot of money buying what was a perfectly functional gun that didn't need any tweaks. Now, I've tweaked my Ruger over the last couple of years too. I mean, I changed out the grip and the stock, and well, that's about all I've really done to it. But it's got a different grip and it's got a different stock on it now. And maybe eventually I'll splurge and get an ambidextrous charging handle. We'll see. The one that's on there works just fine for now. But other than that, it's just it's got some sights on it, and it's got a red dot, and away we go. Flashlight's coming. I'm not going to put a flashlight on my carry gun, but I definitely want a flashlight on my home defense gun because being able to see is pretty important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But thus far, I haven't figured out for sure which one yet. But yeah, I mean, it's different to take a stripped lower and build everything and put all the parts in yourself. Nobody's really doing that with Glocks. Even the Zev ones. I mean, I know Zev kind of started off with being aftermarket parts, and now they're just building their own Glocks or their own guns because the patent ran out or whatever, and people can make that gun now. I get it. It's just whatever, I guess. Colt used to have all the AR-15s or most of them, and then that patent ran out, and everybody started making AR-15 pattern rifles too. So I guess the Glock is kind of like that. It's just that the other thing happened before my time, so now I'm seeing this in real time with the Glocks.
And you got your PSA daggers now. Those really took off in 2022. Like 50 different varieties of them.
Yeah,
and,
there's another.
A total G19 compatibility on parts.
Did we need that? Absolutely not.
Well, a $299 Glock competitor
is PSA smart for marketing it, and they're doing well with it. Hell
absolutely.
Yeah. So
and a lot of companies are following suit too on top of it, so it's making a lot of good competition.
I don't question Zev for selling their product. I don't question PSA for selling their product. I just question the sanity of some of the people that spend the money on, especially the Zev stuff. PSA is cheaper. I get it.
But at the end of the day, it is their money.
Yeah.
Would you like somebody telling you how to spend your money? I mean,
I'm not telling them how to spend their money, but people tell me if I'm being stupid with mine, and I'm going to tell some people that they're stupid with theirs.
well, I mean, when you don't buy the gun,
There are people that
you
will
have
spend money on
regret.
Springfield Armory guns too. That's stupid, but it's their money.
Of course, here I'm talking smack, and I got a DDM 4A1. It's like,
Travis, nobody even knows what that is.
look, just for the record, it's the same gun carried by SOCOM that gives it
Is
some
it- is
street cred. Okay, not John Wick, but actual men and women on the battlefield using it to take down evil.
Like
That's
real people?
just cool. Okay, I'm sorry. You know,
Isn't that the
Well,
new
it's just-
form? Isn't that the new form we all have to fill out next year in April? The D. What was your
Daniel Defense M4A1.
DDM for it?
And I spent
Yeah,
a
where's the
ridiculous
DDM
amount of money
number?
on parts to make it look like a movie gun. It was stupid,
thought-
but it was awesome. It's stupid awesome. Yeah.
I thought the DDM was the one that you could show that in lieu of a military ID card to get your veterans discounts at different businesses.
I don't know. I've never actually been deployed, but I like to dress like I have been. So that's, I'm a tactifool, I guess you could say. So I like to have all the latest and
I know,
In
Travis,
gear, but
you're our favorite mall ninja.
If you want to make it look,
I
if
used
you
to
want
buy
to make
ninja stuff at the mall.
if you want to make it look like you were in country, just take a picture of it with the Dear Travis letter next to it.
Yeah, they're oh god. Oh man.
That's right. Get a T-shirt that says, "Who the hell is Jody?"
Good
Oh,
stuff, gentlemen.
and half the people that the ones that that we're in are all laughing their butts off, and then half
Uh-huh.
of you out there are going, "What?"
we're in cadence running. Jody's got your girl.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't aware, it doesn't. I don't think it matters which branch either. It's just that when you're going through basic and they're trying to beat you down so that they can build you back up. That's one of the things they're going to do is tell you that you better toughen up because Jody's with your girl right now, and you better come back a real man, or you're going to lose her to Jody.
The
So-
thing is, the recruiter lied and lied and lied to get you to sign the paper. But when they were telling you that, they were telling you the truth finally. So
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that may be. All right, so yeah, we completely got away from the topic, but this has been a fun night. But it's almost 9:30.
Hey, it's a year in review. We had a lot of guns that really
right.
had just become just very popular in the last year, and it's a good thing for the consumer because the prices are low too.
So real quick here, we're going to wrap this up and get out of here at a fairly decent time tonight. Instead of closing thoughts, here's what I want, okay? Because I haven't seen a bunch of it yet, but I know out there on the Facebooks and the Tweeters and Insta thingamajigs and whatever, it's time. This next couple days, you're gonna see so many of the new year, new you, or new year, new me bullshit that's out there, and I'm so tired of that. So here's the thing. As you guys are wrapping this up, and if you want to give any shameless plugs, go ahead. But I want to know, I don't want to know what you're going to change or what you think you can do better this year or any of that. Because we're all going to stay the same lovable crotch. The dog is dreaming. Did you guys hear her bark? Oh, I thought she was asleep. She's barking. Anyway, we're all going to stay the lovable curmudgeons that we are, right? So just pick one thing that you're not going to change in this next year. One thing that you're going to stay the same at. So, well, now the dog has decided to run in at full speed. So Squib will give you a chance to go first. What are you not changing this year?
still going to use my credit cards.
There you go. All right. Doesn't matter if you don't have the cash for it. You'll pay that credit card off eventually. Makes sense. All right. Travis, what are you not going to change? And then feel free to give any shameless plugs.
I'm gonna keep buying firearms. And I don't need another AR. Oh yeah, I do, but I don't know if I
need it.
I'm gonna need another gun safe. Okay, we're just gonna say that right now. So that's that. I'm gonna continue buying firearms, especially So I'm not going to stop buying my bucket list guns because life is too short, and you need to just really enjoy now while you can, especially if you're able to do so. So I'm going to keep getting my bucket list guns. I'm going to keep getting underwear, just like Two Live Moose says there. I'm going to make sure I'm going to keep wearing them until they look like Swiss cheese, and then I'm finally going to burn them out back. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. Shameless plug, real quick, I guess, since I can throw that out there. Yeah, Caliber Corner is going to happen on Saturday at 2 o'clock Central Time. It's not my usual time. I've got a vehicle repair that's going to happen Saturday morning at some point between 8 and noon. So I can't do my show, and it's going to interfere with a few other podcasts. And for that, I do apologize now to those people that will be live. I'm not trying to take your time, so to speak, but I take an 8 a.m. time slot on Saturdays because nobody wants it. So once in a while, I've got to deviate from that. So that is going to happen on Saturday. So
there you go.
It'll be 2 o'clock Central Time.
It sounds like you might need a shameless plug for your underwear. I don't know what's going on there, but no.
Yeah, is that what's going on out there?
Here's a life hack, kids. For those of you that didn't know this, that's why they sell underwear in a 12-pack. All right, you got one for January, you got one for February. Just throw them away. There's no need to wash them.
You just put them inside out, and then they're good to go. So, I mean, really, you're just gonna,
Well, there's no need to wash underwear. Just get a 12-pack. Yeah. You're good for the whole year. Throw them away at the end of January. Get a new pair out. And then hopefully you get another 12-pack for Christmas, and you'll be good to go again.
Yeah.
So I don't see what's wrong with that. And you guys know me. You know that I'm not going to change. I'm still going to be sexy AF. But at the same time, this is something that you might not know about me. But sometimes I say things and people don't like it. And I'm going to keep doing that. If anything, that might change it. I may actually take the
John, I thought you said you're going to stop holding back. I thought that's what you said.
That's something that may change. I may take off the filter of I don't know if I should say this or not.
Throw it out there,
we may just start to the stuff that I hold back.
Let that anger funnel that anger towards others, John.
but I promise that I'm not going to start telling you things just because I think it's what you want to hear. Haven't done that before. Not going to do it now. May not hold back as much, but not going to sell out. That's for sure. So, with that, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks, Squib and Travis for being here and hanging out with us, and of course, thanks to my beautiful bride for compiling the list, and thanks all of you who were out there in the live chat land. So let me roll back through this. In the Facebook world, we had Lisa was out there, and who else did I see? Of course, my mother-in-law was out there. Lisa, 2 Lisas out there, and myself. So thank you for watching on the Facebook side. I've actually had one more like. Kirby was out there and hit the thumbs up on Facebook, but didn't make any comments. So thanks for that too. And then on the YouTube side, we had G Webs, we had Sam of Anarchy, we had Scott79, My Small Garage, Travis P11, Vanessa Kitty, Krabby Turtle, Iowa Outcast, J Boz, 2 Live Moo, finally made it for a live one, he said earlier. Tim S. I don't remember seeing Tim S. before either. Chris from the 740 made it. M. Gabriel made it. Armsmen made it. And if we missed you, and Defense Dad made it too. I don't think I saw him on the list, but Defense Dad's out there in the comments. If we missed you, it's because you didn't comment enough. So make sure you get those comments, lots of them. We appreciate all of you who have hit that thumbs up button. I would love it if you'd go hit it. If you haven't yet, please do so. Please help share this. We're not taking any breaks this year for the holidays, obviously. So we'll start next week. Don't know for sure what we're going to talk about, but I think I'm kind of getting tired of these fluffy, let's talk about stuff we love, or let's talk about Christmas and that kind of stuff. Which there was, if you didn't get the Christmas video, if you didn't see that one last week, go watch it, because I did put out some serious stuff about why we celebrate Christmas. You need to go watch that. So I'm not making light of that, but I'm going to find a topic that we can actually dig into a little bit. And I will again, some of you may not like what I say, a lot of you hopefully will like what I say, but we'll just get into a topic and pick it apart and see what we can do. So stay tuned. When I figure out what that topic is, I'll post that up and get the links out so people can kind of see what's going on. So thanks everybody for being here. I promise this is the last one of these you're going to have to watch this year. I will see you all next year. Thanks to Squib and Travis, Sandhill's sweetheart, all of you out there in the comments, all of you out there not in the comments, Omaha, if you're watching, thanks for tagging along with us. Love you, man. That's it. We're going to go. We'll see you next year. But for now, get off my